Could you introduce yourself?
I'm Daulat Sering. I live in London. I have been living here for about 17 years from now.
My name is Suptin Tenzin. I'm an accountant. I work for Age UK. I've been here for 16 years. I'm a member of Tibetan community, and I'm here to show solidarity with Tibetans inside Tibet, especially in the Ngaba area of Tibet, where there have been about 10 to 11 self-demolition in Tibet.
I live in London. I'm born in India.
What are you doing here today?
Today I am here because today, as a Tibetan, we are observing global support for Tibetans inside Tibet. Therefore, not only me, lots of London Tibetans are here protesting in front of Chinese embassy.
I'm here to show my solidarity, my deep regret of inaction of British government, international community, United Nations. Tibetans in Tibet are very frustrated.
Today there's a worldwide protest organized by Tibetan support groups and Tibetan communities around the world. We want to send a strong message to all the G20 leaders to stand up for Tibet and to make Chinese government clear that there is a big, serious problem in Tibet. That Tibetan people are setting themselves alight, and they must acknowledge the problem inside Tibet, otherwise the situation can get a lot worse.
What has been happening in Tibet in the recent times?
In recent times, in Ngaba, monks and nuns are burning themselves out of desperation because the Dalai Lama's message and Dalai Lama's peaceful and tolerance message has not been listened by Chinese, and there is no other way. So monks burn themselves because we believe in non-violence. This is the only way to show the world that we are still suffering, and please don't turn blind eye on our plea.
So what do you think the main reasons of the self-immolations in Ngaba?
That is the main reason is that the freedom of expression, freedom of religious belief. People want Dalai Lama back inside Tibet where he belongs, and Chinese government has been pussyfooting around for many years, try to negotiate and then dialogue. There has never been dialogue. So this is the last resort. They're giving them their own life to gain a little bit of more autonomy for Tibetans inside Tibet.
Because the non-violent Tibetan struggle and as long as the Dalai Lama's endless effort to negotiate for genuine autonomy for Tibetans, it's not working. Since 2008 in Tibet, and especially around Ngaba region, there's huge restriction on monasteries and religious freedom, and every movement is restricted. So out of frustration to draw international attention, they are basically doing self-immolation. That is Buddhist form of protest, non-violent as far as it could go.
Tibet has been occupied for over 60 years. Throughout this time, Tibetans have risen up against the Chinese government, and many times the Chinese have repressed Tibetan. And the last big Tibetan uprising was in 2008, and I think United Nations Human Rights report showed that the Chinese have increased security spending on Tibet, especially in those regions, from 2007, which has escalated the repression in Tibet. And at the moment, we don't know what the situation is like in the rest of the Tibetan areas. But in Ngaba and around Kutu Monastery, we've been getting information, and it may be due to the fact that they are very close to Chengdu, which is a large Chinese city. The rest of the Tibet, there's an information block. And for me personally, for any young persons to put themselves into a really painful death or painful torture, the situation has to be really, really bad or really grave for them to feel that only way they can highlight the issue or highlight the suffering that the Tibetans feel is by self-immolating. It's a kind of grave concern, not should be a great concern for the world and also the Chinese government that their policies in Tibet is not working.
So tomorrow in France, the 20 most economical powerful countries are meeting. And what is your main message to them?
I would say that human right is not for sale. That's number one. Second, as a world leader, they have to lead, but they have to lead from head. You cannot be a leader from behind, pushing Tibetans to fight with China, and you can't lead. The leader has to lead from ahead of it. They cannot lead from behind. The world leader must listen to the Tibetan plea and therefore pressurize on China to have a solution for Tibetan's issue.
I would, my message to the G20 leaders of the top 20 world is to wake up and to speak the truth and to try to resolve the Tibet issue while His Holiness the Dalai Lama is alive, and to support the negotiation for genuine autonomy for Tibetans, where Tibetans can preserve their culture, religion, and stay under China while His Holiness the Dalai Lama is alive. If not, I don't think, out of frustration, I cannot see it being non-violent or long.
I want them to stand up for Tibet, raise the question of Tibet with the Hu Jintao, to tell him plainly and clearly that what they are doing in Tibet is wrong. The Chinese government policy in Tibet is wrong, and they must talk. The Chinese government must talk with the Dalai Lama to resolve the issue of Tibet.
As a result of the self-emulations in Tibet, there's a lot of things going on in Nepal. What are the main things going on there?
Nepal has a long history with Tibet, peaceful history with Tibet, and we have our King Songtsen Gampo's wife, Birkuta Devi, is also from Nepal, and Nepal is also inhabited by lots of Buddhists. When I name it, Donpo, Tamang, Sherpa, Gurung, Thakali, you name it, all these Buddhists. Nepal is a Buddhist country. It's the birthplace of Lord Buddha. Therefore, Nepal has to be peaceful. But recent times, Nepalese government is playing like a running dog of Chinese regime. Nepalese government, I would say to Nepalese government, please show your independence. If you think that Nepal is independent, then show and respect as independent. Human right and everything has to be respected. If you think Nepal is the 57th minority of Chinese, then so be it. Nepal, at this moment, Nepalese government is acting as one of the Chinese minorities. They are depending on us, they are treating us like animals.
I think it's a great shame that independent nation like Nepal becomes a puppet state of China, and they're a member of United Nations. It's basically China's economic power, and they're basically channeling a lot of money. And for Nepal, Tibet is not an interest, but it's a great shame. And international community is not speaking up about Tibet, and I'm very frustrated.
I think I've seen reports which shows clearly that China is sponsoring the Nepalese security police in Kathmandu and around the border regions. And I think it's a great shame for the Nepalese people as well as Nepalese government that their own sovereignty is being undermined by China. And I think there is no excuse for anybody to treat people like these security forces in Nepal are doing at the moment. They're cracking down on Tibetans as if they're threatening Nepalese security, which is not right. The Tibetans, they are peacefully protesting against what is happening inside China, the Chinese policy in Tibet. And I think in certain sense I feel slightly sorry for Nepal because they are a poor country, and it seems like the whole of the world is chasing after Chinese money, and it seems like Nepal is doing the same. But there is a great danger for Nepal that their own sovereignty is being threatened by what China is doing in Nepal.
So as you mentioned that there's a lot of pressure from China to Nepal, and at the end of the day it's the responsibility of the People's Communist Party of China. What is your message to Hu Jintao?
Hu Jintao, message to Hu Jintao is that when Hu Jintao was the boss in Tibet in 1989 and 1988, and he imposed martial law, he is the only person responsible for Tibetans' life now and then. So I would say to Hu Jintao, please stop the killing and give freedom to Tibetans. And we are not part of China. Linguistically, culturally, every aspect we are different from China, and we need genuine autonomy. That's all.
Speak to Dalai Lama, respect Tibetan culture and religion, and let the Tibetan be Tibetan and live under China as His Holiness says.
Thank you very much.